watching and seen nothing and still made something and it became scrumptious. Kids still.
Welcome to Carmel's Wine and Cheese, where we make some of any and everything and something out of nothing, all while measuring with nothing but love. So in this video today, I am going to be making hot lemon pepper wings. Now, what made me want to make this is because lemon pepper seems to be one of the most popular flavors for wings. So I decided to try them, and honestly, when I tried them, I was a little bit underwhelmed, I'm not gonna lie. Now, they weren't nasty, but given all the hype around it, I was expecting to be blown away, and I wasn't. So I decided to make these in the way in which I would like for them to taste. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for you all today. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is make blue cheese because I'm a blue cheese type of gal. And if I know how to make something from scratch, I'm going to make it from scratch every single time. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Actually, you're already into the video, but I'm going to just let you all watch. And occasionally I'll pop in and mention a couple of things here and there. Now, normally when you make like blue cheese or ranch or anything like that, you would use buttermilk, but I did not have buttermilk in my refrigerator at the time I was making this video, so I did just use half and half instead. The whole purpose of this channel is to teach people how to make really good meals with what they have in their fridge. So normally when I make blue cheese, I do use buttermilk, but again, I did not have it in my refrigerator, so I just used half and half instead. And I'm telling you, it really didn't make that big of a difference in terms of how it tastes. It still came out tasting very, very good. When you're making your blue cheese, you don't want to make it extremely thick unless you intend on serving it right then and there. Now, I made my blue cheese the day before because once it sits overnight, the flavors develop better. And it also thickens up. So it may look like it's a little thin, but I'm telling you, when it sits overnight, it's gonna come out perfect. So now we are going to prepare our chicken wings. And the first thing that I'm going to do is clean the chicken. Now, I know it's some of y'all right now watching this. Oh my God, she is getting salmonella all in her sink. That is so nasty. Now, I know a chef may argue that um, you don't have to wash your chicken off before cooking it. Yes, that is true because once bacteria reaches a certain temperature, it dies. But I grew up in a household where we wash everything before we consume it. So if it can be washed, I'm going to wash it before I consume it every single time. And to make y'all germaphobes or whatever feel better, I even recorded me cleaning out my sink just so y'all can see that I did clean out my sink. But obviously, if you don't want to see that part, just fast forward it. So we're just gonna be using all-purpose flour, and I did put a little bit of salt and pepper inside of the flour, and I highly recommend you all to do that only because with meats you do have to be a little bit more generous on the seasoning if you actually want to taste it. Nah, listen now. I know it's gonna be somebody saying, "Oh my God, why is she using grocery bag that everyone hands been on to put her food in?" Listen, now I done already said this channel is about using what you already have in your kitchen. I did not have giant Ziploc bags, so therefore I just used the grocery bag. And I'm telling you, using the grocery bag made the chicken taste that much more better. So for the oil, we want to heat our pan to about 325 degrees. Now, based off of the way in which this chicken is frying, once I put it in there, it was a little bit under 325 degrees. That's okay because it's gonna heat up. Now I do try to keep the time inside of the frame so it gives you all an idea of how much time has passed between each batch of chicken. I did drop about 10 pieces per batch because I believe I had like 30 pieces of wings. But if you're like unsure of how to know if your chicken is done and you don't got a thermometer to check, rule of thumb is once it's golden brown and it starts floating to the top, that means it's ready. Now, me personally, I don't eat my wings any other way outside of extra crispy. So obviously, if you want them extra crispy, you would leave them in there a little bit longer. Baby, good, you hear me?